Shall we stamp? Coming to you live from Fort Myers, Florida. Give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get everything else put together and open up the chat, and I will be back with you in about 2 minutes. I'm trying to take the socks off. Give me just a minute. Okay, I think we are good to go. I am going to see if this light, if I need this or not. I don't think I need it. I might need it on the card. So, all right, I think we are good to go. Let y'all get on in and get situated. We're going to do a fairly easy card this evening, and we'll go over that once we get started. So just come on in, have a seat. Let me know if you're out there. Oh, let me go ahead and welcome. Let me go ahead and sign into my Facebook page to make sure that we are recording in the right spots, which is Facebook and YouTube. So give me just a minute so I can get to that. Hold on a minute. Got to get to, I tell you, what do we do without the iPhone? Okay. I think we're live. Let me get back in. Yep, we are. We are live. Okay. Excuse me, I have a mint in my mouth. So if you're out there, come on in and get situated. We're going to start here in about 5 minutes. All righty. Okay, let's see. I'm going to text my, let me get back to my page here. Yep, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I see we have a couple people coming on board. I'm going to text my friend and let her know that we are going live if she wants to join us. So give me just a minute. Oops, there we go. I'm going live in 5 minutes if you'd like to join us, Facebook and or YouTube. Okay. Hey, Karen. Hi, Linda. How are you? How's the lighting? My husband's in the living room with his headphones on, watching the TV. It's so quiet. I feel kind of weird in here talking, thinking that he can hear me, but he really can't. That's a good thing. And the dog's laying on the couch, all sprawled out with, you know, her laying on her back, wide open. Oh, you're quite welcome. So, anyways, it just feels kind of odd. I didn't have to pack up anything. I had all my stuff yesterday when I got the cards all ready for tonight. I packed them in my little storage container, you know, to put on the table, to fold the table down, wheel it into the other room. And then I realized this morning, I went, oh, I don't have to do that, because yesterday we got the headphones set up. It took a little bit, because we have a sound system. He has to disconnect the sound system and then connect something else. So, which it wasn't that bad. Now he knows how to do it, but I was all not thinking, because I'm usual, packed everything up, put it in the containers and wheel it into the other room. And I didn't have to do that today. So I was excited about that. Hi, Jane. Welcome. Welcome. You guys are from Wisconsin, which is got to be cold up there. Linda's out Midwest, and I know it's cold there. Karen is here in the Florida area, not too far from me, about 2 hours or so in Bradenton. So she's probably got the same cool temperatures we have. And when I say cool, I mean like 72. This morning it was 52 when I got up. I'm in Fort Myers, which was freezing, and the wind was blowing like 12 to 14 miles. So that didn't help any. And to me, it's cold. You know, anything under 70 degrees is cold, but it's better than where some of you guys are living. So that's okay. We're good. I'll stay here all I can. So we are going to do an easy card tonight, and I am going to I do have a second one that we'll do if time permits it's the same card. I'm just changing up the colors. I may or may not do that. I have a Zoom session tonight on it's a two-night sessions, two sessions at 8 o'clock, using AI, which I've been using for some things, but this is to teach to show me how to make my own chatbot that I can use to help me do certain things like collecting email addresses, all sorts of stuff that I didn't even know that you could do. So I'm going to do that. That starts at 8. So hopefully we'll have enough time that I can get the second card done, but they're both the same. I'm just changing up the colors. So if we don't get to it, it's okay. All right. It was in the 40s today. That was your high. I don't know about you guys. We were watching, was it yesterday? When was the football game? We were watching that this weekend. One of the ones that was on TV. We were watching that and I thought, oh my gosh, there's no way. Yeah, I just can't do it. I don't know how y'all do it that live up in the cold, but that's okay. I'm sure y'all say the same thing about us here down in the hot, humid weather. But I guess we all get used to it, right? I grew up in Virginia, in the Virginia Beach area, so it was summertime. Now the winters there did get sometimes down in the 20s and 30s, but we didn't have snow where I was for the most part, so we didn't have to worry about that. And if we did, I didn't go into work. I worked from home. I wasn't going to drive with all the crazy people. But anyway, all right, let's see. What time is it? We are at, let me look at my watch. Okay, it's 7:02. I'm going to, all right, just a couple of things. If you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with and you would like a catalog, I have sent all the catalogs out, but I do have more. So if you would like a catalog, leave me a comment, catalog, or message me with your address and that you want a catalog, and I'll put one in the mail to you. And then also, my paper shares are, I think I've got that out. I just need to, I think I posted it to my Facebook page earlier today, but you'll start seeing, if you're on my newsletter list, mailing list, then you'll get some information on that. If you're not on my newsletter list and would like to do that, you can just leave me a message or comment newsletter, and I'll send you the link. And I send out a weekly newsletter with free tutorials and other information that Stampin' Up's got going on and what I've got going on and all that fun stuff. So anyway, so hopefully that works. Okay, so Linda says tomorrow in Idaho it's going to have about 6 hours of rain in the early morning, then 5 hours of strong winds, and the high today was 45. That is not my idea of fun, but I guess that's good because that keeps you inside and crafting, making cards or paper, whatever it is that you do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to flip the camera down. I'm probably going to flip the light on the camera because I think we might need that on the table. So give me just a second. I'm going to flip this down and we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do a card. We're going to use scrap, and I'm actually cutting some pieces. So let me turn this light on here. I think that might help. Okay. So you know how we have strips of scrap like this, right? So this is a strip. I've got this whole can right here that I'm debating what to do with it. I think I'm going to put it in a bag and don't just give it away to somebody. But see all these strips that we have, like these 1-inch or half-inch strips and all this other mess? Well, this is what we're going to do. In this case, I'm actually cutting them, but I want to show you how you can do this because I didn't really have enough scrap to do what I wanted to make as far as coordinating. You know, I've got all sorts of different colors in here. My little craft can from the Dollar Tree, I think, or maybe that might come from Target actually. So anyway, so this is the card that we're going to make, and I thought this was really cute. This is on a base of Secret C. It's 8.5 by 8.5 by 5.5. And what I did was I took the in colors, the 25, 27 in color pack, which has the Secret C, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Cloud Cover, and Strawberry Plus 6 by 6 papers. So I took that, and well, actually, I started out because I had a few scrap pieces in there. So I thought, well, let's cut these things up. So what I did was cut 1 1/4 inch strip squares. So they're 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 or 1 1/4 square. and I cut 3 in each of the 2 colors. So this one is Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. And so what I did was just glue them down and flip one over. This is the back side. And then I did the same thing for the cloud cover and just kind of rotated. So you should get 4 rows. I initially did it thinking we could do 4, but it was too tight. So I ended up cutting it down to where we just did 3 squares. But I thought this is, you could do the cutting while you're sitting down watching TV, right? So it wouldn't take you that long to do that. And I just thought this looked really nice how I just flipped the pieces over and changed up to, keep it where it's plain and flower and whatever. So, and then I took a piece of the ribbon and I just, this is glued onto a piece of cloud cover, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I just wrap this around and you'll see. And then we're going to do what I call a cheater's bow. And then I use the Spotlight of Nature dies, and I cut this out and then pop this up on dimensional. And then what I did was I made 2 extra squares. So I cut 3, so I cut 6 of each, so really do 7 of each. And then on the inside, I took 2 of the squares and cut them at a diagonal. Doesn't that dress up the inside of the card? I mean, look at that. That just really makes that. I mean, I just really thought that looked great. So just cut 2 extra pieces, and you can use whichever one you want. I thought that really made a big difference on the inside of the card. So you might see me doing a lot of that in the next few card making sessions that I do. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to leave that sit right here. And then we're going to do this. We're going to do, hopefully these colors go together. We're going to do cloud cover and strawberry slush. Now I do have on the next one, I was going to do Darling Duckling and Timid Tiger. So we'll see if that works or not. And then here's an envelope. And if you've received, if you're on my Christmas card list, and if you've received your card, you should have had your stamping on there. So again, and I'm going to be offering a class. It's going to be an online class using this. So I'll let you know when I'm ready to let you know about that. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to start with a piece of strawberry slush, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to use my contrasting cloud cover. Now I need to cut this down because I did not trim that. So give me just 1 second. Let me bring my paper trimmer in. I thought I had cut that down on the right side, but apparently I did not. Not that you don't need to, me to show you how to cut 4 inches, but we're going to cut this down 4 inches. And we should be at 5 1/4, which we are. Okay. I just forgot to trim off the other side. Okay. And then what I did was I went ahead and cut all of the squares. So you don't need to watch me cut the squares. You just cut 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay. So I'm going to push this off to the side. We're going to use the cloud cover base. And then I'm going to separate my colors. And then we're going to decide, we're just going to go through here and figure out what do we want to do. So I think this time I'm going to put the pink at the top, and you're going to have a slight border. You're not going to have a whole lot, okay? It's going to be a very small amount, and then you can fit in, and then I'm going to turn this one over. Now these, we have a little bit more room, so it allows me to put these in. Now what I did was try to go back, and I'm going to lay these down on how I want them to go. And since I have the design there, then I'm going to put the flat piece here. Now I'm just going to lay them down so I can kind of get an idea of how I want to glue them down, right? Because I want to make sure I got the right spacing. And then since I don't have a flower here, I'm going to put that one there, and then we're going to turn this one upside down, okay? So see how that's going to work? It's going to be very simple. But I thought this was really cute to do. Oops, we don't want that one. Okay, so now we're going to come back with our pin. So I'm going to put that one there because it looks like it might have come off of that one. So we're just going to lay that there, and then I'm going to put this one, which is not going to matter. I'm going to put this one right here. Okay, so we're going to put our flowers, and then we're going to have the back side show up in the center. Whoops, I keep wanting to grab the cloud cover. And then I'm going to lay these here. So once I get them all done, see, I'm doing 4 rows, right? So I need to move these little guys up. So I gotta get them a lot tighter together, or I won't get my 4 rows on here. So that's what I'm saying, that you wanna lay them down. Oh, let me get in here. Sorry about that. You wanna lay them down so you can get them pretty much where you want them to go, because we've got a 4th row that we want to add, right? So there's my 2 extra ones. So if I do my inside piece. All right, so now I'm gonna put this one here, and then see, I've got more room, so now I can adjust those guys when I bring them back. And I'll put this one, yeah, I'm gonna put this one here, and then we're gonna put this one over, which is the back side. All right, so now I can start pulling these down a little bit. So it gives us, and I'm not too concerned about this because we're gonna put the ribbon right around in this area. But when you design your card, you can put the ribbon wherever you would like, okay? So I think that looks good. So we've got a little bit more space on this one, because I think these I cut a little bit bigger. Let me see what I cut these at. This one, oh, these I cut, yeah, these were cut at 1 1/4. I must have done one. Oh, I know, I did these at 1 1 1/8. That's why I've got a little bit more room. But I kind of like this one with more room. Okay, so now I can go ahead and start gluing this down. And if I can find my glue, oh, here we are, hidden over here. All right, so let's go ahead and start gluing this down. And this is what, time consuming, right? Is just putting the glue on here. But this is something I think you can do easily, create, or at least cut the paper. If you're watching TV or something, you could easily probably do that. Let me get there we go. We get my glue going here. All right, so we're gonna, so now we're just gonna start placing this down here and get them lined up. This is why I said we may only get the 1 card done. It's just gonna depend on how long it takes me to get all of this glued down. But you can see, you'll be able to tell. I just wanted to do 2 cards, and if I don't get it done, I'll make the other card and I'll post it tomorrow so that you can see what it looks like. I just thought it'd be fun to use the in colors. And see, I've never put the timid tiger, which is the orange, right? I've never put that with darling duckling. So that will be quite interesting to put those 2 together. All right, so we've got the first row. And now I'm just going to come back and just keep doing the same thing. And that allows me to place these to make sure I've got enough room. And use your tweezers if you need to. Now, some people may go ahead and start at the bottom and work their way up too, but I'm going to try to keep it where I can get them glued down. Actually, I think I'm going to start using my tweezer, just because it's going to be a little bit easier to hold and flip to put the glue on it, and then I won't have to worry about getting a bunch of gunk on my fingers. So let's put that with you. Okay, and then I want to try to get my flower. I think I'm going to put this one right like that. And then the other thing is trying to make sure you get them on here straight, because I think this one now looks crooked, but I don't think I can move him. But that's okay. It's a handmade card, so it doesn't matter. You just gotta let that part go. Now, see, I'm so used to using my hands instead of the tweezers, but that's right. We'll just do it now. Put this little guy right there, and we're gonna pop him down. So again, it's really easy. And if you get the paper that has really nice designs that coordinate with each other, you'll have a whole different look. You'll have a whole different look to your card, right? So it's all going to depend on what you're doing. All right, so we're going to do this one. Use my tweezer. All right, so we'll add some adhesive to this. And I'm not putting a lot on there because the paper is so light that I don't think it's going to make a difference. Now that one looks crooked, but that's all right. You know me, it will be fine, because whoever gets this card is not going to have any idea, what do I say, what it's supposed to look like. So we'll just add our adhesive. Whoops, I'm getting a little heavy-handed here. I know, isn't that striking though? Uh-oh. I just made a boo-boo. Let's see if we want it. Oh, well, that's all right. We're going to flip. So this is what happened. I put glue on the wrong side, right? But it's okay, because I can flip this one over, and I'll put this one right here. So I'm going to take it off my tweezers, and I'll do it this way. So I was too busy talking, not paying attention. All right, so we're going to lay that there. now we'll come back in this one, and we're going to put the glue on the flowered side because we don't want that side showing. We want our stripes. And make sure when you're putting this stuff down that you get the stripes going, if you have stripes, but they're going all in the same direction. Okay? All right. And then we're going to add, it's just easier for some reason. Yeah, we're going to do the plain. So we're going to do that. I can't use my fingers. Sometimes it's easier than trying to fight with the tweezers. All right, so we're going to do that one there. And then we're going to add our flower in the center. And we'll probably do the second card because this isn't going to take that long to do. All right. And then we've got our other piece. Now I always try to look at what the flower part is cut so that I can make sure I get the prettiest one to go where it needs to go. And we're going to put that right there. I'm going to wipe that glue off. All right, so we've got one that's a little crooked, but you know, by the time we get done with our sentiment, I think it's not going to really make that much difference. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our strawberry slush ribbon. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to place it. Now, what I could do, I could place it here, and that's going to kind of hide that one crooked square and put our sentiment over top. I think I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and cut this. And I'm going to bring that there, and we're just going to glue this to the back of the card. So we'll cut right there. All right, so I'm going to put that right here. So I'm going to take my steel and just kind of in the center. I'm just eyeballing it, right? We just kind of eyeball there because this is where we're going to put our glue on. And actually, let me grab I'm going to grab my crafty mat. Okay, so we're going to lay that down. And I am going to start on this side and see if I'm in the right place. Yep. I want to go right over this area here because I think that will be helpful. And I'm going to type that down right there. And I did cut a little bit too much, so let's trim this off. And then we're going to take another piece and we're going to go through and we're just going to do what I call a cheater's bow. So I'm going to snip that. Actually, we'll do that next. So we're going to put that over. Let's see. Let me think about this because I'm going to put a circle. I mean, hold on. I might not do that. I might not put the bow on there because we're going to do a circle. So let me do this first, and then we'll decide if we want the cheater's bow or not. We may not do that. I may just leave it like that. So let me go ahead. Let's glue this down onto the card base, and then we'll stamp our sentiment. So let's get this on there. So I'm trying to hide that center seam where that one square is a little crooked. And then that way, it's going to kind of make it not look quite so crooked. So, oh, that's going to look pretty. So we're going to lay that right on there. All right, there we go. Oh, you know what? I just realized I didn't cut my white sheet of paper. Hang on, that. I gotta reach over. Good thing I'm sitting in here, right? Hang on. I gotta get my white. I just realized that I did not restock my I always cut a lot of the white sheets to have for my inside pieces. And I'm looking at my thing going, oh, it's empty. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna make this a birthday card. So we're gonna do this is the Spotlight on Nature dies. This is one of the smaller, I think it's the third one in of the nature dies. No, I lied because I lied. This is one that I had in my stash. I'm so sorry. And this is, let me see how big this one is. This is about a 2-inch circle. Okay. I'm going to make this a birthday. So I'm going to use the right words. I think I showed you the stamp set. So we're using the right words, which has got all of those great sentiments in here that you can use for different occasions. So I'm going to use this one as a birthday one. And I'm going to stamp the front that says, to someone worth celebrating every single day. And then on the inside, I'll stamp happy birthday. So we're going to use the strawberry slush ink since that's going to coordinate with our card base. So I'm going to look up my sentiment, and I think this should fit on here. What did I just do with it? So there it is. My rubber mat needs to be underneath me because I got glue on my table, so it's making things a little not move. Okay. So we're going to stamp that on here. Oh yeah, that should fit perfect. All right, so we're going to stamp that right like that. Perfect. All right. And then we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. And I'm going to use the black dimensionals just so that they're not seen as much. So I'm going to put 3 on here. Okay, and that's going to go on top where the ribbon is. So we're going to put those there. And then we'll add some embellishment. Where's my trash can? Oh, I thought, oh, my trash can's somewhere else. Oh. Okay. So we're going to put that right there. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to add some bling to that. And then I'm going to, hang on a second, clean off my stand real quick. All right. And then we're going to come in and I'm going to cut real quick paper that we can put on the inside because we have to stamp and decorate the inside of our card. My apologies. I should have done this. I didn't pay attention. All right, I'm just going to cut this off camera. I'm just going to cut it. The basic white, I'm going to just cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll go ahead and cut that. And we'll cut 2 of them because I'm going to need one for the other card. And we're going to do 5 1/4. Right? So that means we have this one. And then we're going to do the other one. I'm going to cut down to 5 1/4. Which always leaves you that little 1/4 strip that you can use for something else. Okay. So we're good with that. All right. Thank you for allowing me to do that. All right. So now we're going to put these guys. Oops, we do need the trimmer again, don't we? Actually, I can cut these in half with my fingers. No big deal. All right. So we're gonna cut these on a diagonal, and it'll make it a lot easier. We're just gonna hold them together, and then I'm just gonna take my scissors, and we're just gonna cut straight up from corner to corner. And you can do this on the paper trimmer, but I'm just gonna do it this way. All right. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna glue these down just like I did on the other ones. God, oh my gosh, it's the first time I just have ever. Maybe other people have done that. I've never seen it before. I don't know what about y'all? All right, so I'm doing the flowers again. Well, these are the leaves. So we're going to put the leaves on the corners. And it doesn't really matter because they're going to all fit. So let's get this up here. So I'm going to put this one down. You tell I'm awkward, right? So I'm going to put this one right here using the tweezers. Get that on there. Okay, and then we're going to do another one. So we'll get that one so we can get this. I'll hold it like that. Okay, so we're going to glue this one down. Just putting just enough glue to hold it in place. And then that one we're going to just tuck it right in that triangle corner and then just slide it over so it covers the edges. And then we'll do the same thing on these as well. So we'll get that done. I just think it makes a really nice statement for the inside of the card. All right, so let's put that one. I'm going to flip my paper around to be easier. I'm going to put that one right about there and just slide it up. I'm using the liquid Tombow glue, which helps let you maneuver that as needed. So that's a nice thing. If you use the seal, obviously it's going to stick and you're not going to be able to move it. All right, we'll do the same thing with this one. I know I'm flipping everything all sorts of different directions. And we'll just get that one right there. Put that there. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. It really makes a statement. All right, and then in the inside of the card, we're going to stamp happy birthday. And then we'll stamp that kind of towards the top so that we can use, I know, thanks, Karen. We're going to stamp this towards the top so it gives us room to write our sentiment. All right, so there we go. Happy birthday. So that's that. And then we're going to glue that to the inside. And do that. See how quick and easy this, I mean, really, if you have a bunch of scraps laying around, and even if they have the same colors but different designs, I think, you could do like the cute or stick or whatever it's called. It would probably look fine as well. All right, so we can put that right there. And there is our card. Now, the last thing we're going to do, we're going to use some of these 2527 in color pearls. And these are the strawberry fluff down here. So I'm going to do the beginning if I want that or do the cloud cover. I don't know. I can't decide. I don't know if that's way too, maybe we can do cloud cover because that is a lot of pink and maybe we need some cloud cover. Let's see. Let's do cloud cover. Why not? We'll put one there. I'm going to put two big ones down here like I did on the other card and then a small one at the top. I think it might be a little too much of the pink. So that kind of tones it down a little bit. So what do you think about that? Isn't that kind of cool? Hey, Phyllis, I'm glad Phyllis is in Tallahassee. It's cold up in that neck of the woods too. All right, so there's that. Isn't that cute? Very easy how to use up your scrap. And then that's how we decorated the inside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to work on doing the next card. We're just going to change up the colors. So here you can see the difference. Tied the bow, what I call the cheater bow, and then we did this one with the sentiment just covering it up. Okay. All right. So the next one we're going to try to work with the Darling Duckling and then this Timid Tiger. What do you think about that? We're going to put those two together and see how that works. That's going to be a treat. Okay. So let me put the strawberry fluff away. We don't need that one. All right. So I'm going to cut these two together. So Timid Tiger and our Darling Duckling. So I'm going to cut these together. We're going to do 1 and 1/8, just like I did on the other. So we should be able to cut both of these. We're going to cut 7 of each. So I'm going to do 1 and 1/8. So I'm going to line it up on the right-hand side where I can see. And I'm going to cut there. And then I'm going to turn this. And then we're going to cut these at 1 and 1/8 again. So we'll have that 1/8 square. And I'm going to line that up. So there's one set. I'm going to move that over here. I'm going to slide that over. If you don't have this paper trimmer, you need to get this because it really is a great one since it goes up to 1 1/2 on the right-hand side. So you can still hold your paper and cut. I want to get it right on that line. All right. So there's 2. And we're just going to cut down until we have 6, actually 7, because we're going to do the corners. So 1 and 1/8. You can do 1 and 1/4. You just have to get the ones tight, a little tighter on the piece that you're going to pop them in, on the bottom part. So we're going to do 1 and 1/8. So this is just going to cut off a little smidge right there. And I'm going to hold it down right here with my fingers so I can cut that little piece off. All right. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us 5. So we're going to do 2 more. We're going to cut another row. So we're going to cut 1 and 1/8. I like that one. I like the Timid Tiger. He's not too keen on the Darling Duckling, but it is what it is. All right, so we're going to cut another one of these at 1 and 1/8, and you can do 1 and 1/4, but I'm doing 1 and 1/8 because it gives us a little bit more room. And then I'm going to do one more so we can do our corners, and we'll cut that one. All right, so now we have all our pieces, right? So we're going to put that away. Sorry, I'm making lots of noise. I guess I can because my husband can't hear me. All right, so let me put my trimmer over here. All right, we're going to bring in all our little, pretend these are scraps, okay? We're pretending that these are scraps. All right, so we're going to put our orange and our yellows. We're going to separate them. And I really like the orange. This is going to be weird. I think that, again, they put the colors together so they should go together, right? At least that's what we're hoping. All right, and then we'll have these here, and then we'll have these over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why am I missing? Oh, wait a minute. Done this one? All right. Oh, I did. There we go. I thought I had cut enough. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to come in with our Timid Tiger. I'm using that as the card base. And then we're going to use the Darling Duckling for the top piece. So 8.5, again, the same. We're going to fold it in half, 4 1/4. Get our bone folder out, wherever that one may be. Let's do this one over here. Give this a good crease. Set that one off to the side. Here's Darling Duckling. Make sure we got that cut right. We do. So now it's kind of a weird color, but we're going to go for it. All right, let's start with, I want to show the flowers on the Timid Tiger. So I'm going to do it this way. I want more flowers because I think these are really, really pretty. So I'm going to line these up again. And again, I'm just lining them up until we can figure out. Now, see, this may blend in, but that's all right. We're going to put the lines this way. We could do that way. Let's do it this way. All right, so I'm going to line these up again so that we can have our spacing, and then we can determine how we want to do this. And then we're going to put this one down. We want to make sure we get our lines going in the same direction, right? And then we're going to do 2 more flowers. And we're going to do flower here. And we'll do a flower here. And then we're going to do an orange one in the center. I think I'm going to tie it this way. All right, so we got those. And then we're going to come down with our Darling Duckling. And we're going to do our lines again. Right? And then let's do this one. This one's got a little bit more of the leaf showing. No, it's okay. Now I have 2 pieces that are different. So I think I'm going to put these on here and see what they look like. If we don't like one, then I'll just cut another one when we get ready to do the inside of the card. Okay? So, all right. So here we go. We're going to start gluing these down. Same thing like we did. Glue them down. Not going to take long, but again, this is what you can do. So if y'all decide you're going to do this, post it to the page when you do your crafty piece and show us what you did, because that will give everybody else ideas too as far as how you designed yours, and it doesn't have to be exactly like this. And I will say, and Karen, I meant to bring your Christmas card to show everybody. I'll have to do it next. I'll do it on Friday. Friday is 12 o'clock. Friday is our cut loose day. 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's Fundamental Friday. So, but Karen sent me the shaker card, which is absolutely stunning. I just want you to know, Karen, I love, 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 love that card. I'm not sure how you did the shaker part, so you might have to share that with me. But I really do love that card. It's absolutely stunning. And I will show you all, if you want to come back on Friday. I forgot to put it in my pile because, you know, as you get older, you can get forgetful. And I forgot. So, but I wanted to show everybody how beautiful that card is. All right, so we're going to put this down. We're going to make sure we get our leaf going in the right direction, right? We want them looking up. I guess it really doesn't matter. And then we're going to put the stripes down. So again, it's once you get, it is a little time consuming on, but you could actually do to make it a lot quicker. You could probably put, just do the seal, just do one swipe of your seal, or you could do tear and tape. So you could tape everything up and then just tear it off and place it down there. That would make it a lot quicker too. So we're going to put, so I'm going to just keep doing my, yeah, I got that right. Well, I thought for a minute there I had my stripes going in the wrong direction. So you can do it that way, make it a lot quicker. But really, if you're sitting down, even if you're sitting in front of the television, how hard would it be to do this, right? So I don't think it's going to be that hard. You could knock out a bunch of stuff and make it really pretty. These would be nice cards to have on hand, and don't put a sentiment on it if you actually need something. And let's turn this one. I'm going to turn it so the flowers are a little bit different. We'll do it this way. So we'll put those there. Now this guy right here looks a little smaller, but we'll have to live with that one. Okay. Oh, you know what? This guy, I thought something looked funny. This guy right here is going, he's going in the wrong direction. I don't think I can lift him up. He's going to be the odd man out. Let's see. Think we can, nope. All right, do you notice that? I got my lines going up and down. This one's going sideways. Oh, you know what? No, I can't. I was gonna say I could probably take that and let's see, all right. We could take that and I could cover it up, but I think I'm gonna leave it. We'll see if anybody notices it. All right, so the lines, I want my lines to go horizontal. Yeah, vertical. Sorry. All right, this is working out. This is working. I could have made these a little bit bigger because we do have a lot more space in here. But that's okay. That's fine. It'll work out. And then we're going to do our ribbon, and we'll have to decide how we want to do that. Reason some of these squares look a little bit bigger than the others. What do y'all think? Might be my imagination. I'm not too keen on the duckling. I mean, I'm sure it probably would look better. What I probably should have done, probably should have put them on the orange, but that's okay, on the timid tiger. But no big deal. Okay. So now we're going to bring in our timid tiger, and this may bring it all together. So we're going to do the same thing again, right? We're going to bring a piece in, and let's just cut off a piece that we know we're going to use. And where do we want the bow, the one on this one? I think I might want to cover. Let's go down here. We could do it in the center. Now I'd rather do it down here. Okay. So we're going to bring in our seal, and I'm going to put a strip here on the end because I know that's on the side that I want to do it. Add my ribbon. So I'm just going to put him right about there. And then we'll fold it. Nope, I want him a little higher. And then you adjust this however you want to put it. Okay, so we'll do a cheater's bow on this one. So we're going to pull that tight. And we've got that in there. All right, so there's that. And now I cut out, now this punch is retired. This is a starburst punch. And this is like and I cut this out not thinking if I was going to use it, but I think I will. This is about 2 inches as well, slightly less than 2 inches. So we're going to do, let's see, where is our stamp? Let's see if there's anything else in here that we want to do. Isn't that why we want to make it a different one or make it a birthday? I wish I had the right words to celebrate. I know I don't really like. I think I would do birthday again. I think that'd be easier. Let's just do birthday. So we're going to bring in timid tiger, which is our orange color. You know, these things start growing on me, and then they want to take them away from us, right? You're going to retire them, not this year, but that will be next year. Okay, so let me find my stamp, and we're going to ink up Time to Celebrate. And we'll just do the same thing like we did the other one. I think that's going to fit here just as well. All right, so that looks nice. And then we'll do our happy birthday here in just a minute. Let me close this up because I don't want to wait for that. All right, now we're going to I need to cut another piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to use my paper scissors. Oh, I should have done that. This is why I have my ribbon scissors, so that they don't, they cut sharper and finer. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one down, and then we'll do our bow, and then we'll finish up the card, okay? All right, so I'm going to move that over there. All right, so now we're going to just go ahead and add this to the front of our card. Darling Duckling. You know how they say the ugly duckling, right? So maybe that's why they named it. And, you know, I'm sure the yellow, when you put it with other colors, it looks fine. It's just when it's just one of those odd, kind of a dullest color, but it's fine. Not a big deal. All right. I'm going to put this over here on dimensional. Get this to the camera, sorry. So I'm going to pull this down. Now, this is what I call the cheater's bow. I'm going to lift this up. That's why you only glue the back side. And then I'm going to tie this in a knot. And this is how it makes it look like you did a bow. You can tie a real bow if you want, but it's just easier just to do it this way. And then hold the right side and pull the left, and you can see how it makes that knot. And just the tighter you pull it, the tighter that knot gets. And then we're just going to trim this off with our tape, our really sharp scissors. Okay. And then we're going to add our, hang on a minute. We're going to add, I got to find my dimensional. Oh, there they are, hiding where they always hide. Don't find that stuff like that hides on you as well. All right, we're going to use the black dimensionals again. And we're just going to make a smiley face. I hope y'all are enjoying this. And I hope to see some of y'all's creations. Okay. And we're going to place this. I think I'm going to place it right there. I don't think I'm going to put it over. I think I'm going to lay it right about there. We can put it there. I think I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to lay it right there. It's going to be different. Okay. Now we're going to add our embellishments, but we're going to do the inside of our card. So let's pull in our white piece and let's go ahead and stamp our happy birthday. Let me clean it, make sure it's cleaned off really good. Got to spray my cleaning mat. So let's go ahead and ink this up. And we're going to do happy birthday. That came out pretty good. Close that up so we don't wear that. Now, let's see what this is going to look like if we cut these in half together. And we use 2 different colors. It might look funky. So if it does, I'm not going to glue it down yet. We're going to lay it down. So we're going to cut this at an angle. And you can use your paper trimmer. So let's see. I think I want to do, let's see what it looks like if we do opposite colors. I don't think that's going to look good. Nah, let's go with orange. I'm going to cut one more down. I don't think I like that. I think they need to be all the same. So let me just cut a 1 and an 8. Give me just a second. We're going to do 1 and an 8 square. All right. We'll put these little guys off to the side. We're going to cut this one up. There we go. So now we have our 4 corners, and we'll go ahead and glue these down and pop off our card. And sometimes you want the glue to come out, right? And then it doesn't want to cooperate. Get my thing here. All right, so let's put that one right about there. All right, he's on there. We'll get this one. So look at that. We can get a lot of cards. We can make quite a few cards. You might start seeing, I might have to start doing some more cards like this. I'm going to do this one up here because that's how I got my tweezers. So I can go ahead and scoot it over. We'll scoot that over there. All right. Okay, so Friday is going to be Fundamental Friday. So that's our technique day. So I got to come up with a new technique. And then I'm going to not do next Tuesday. I was going to, and then I decided, nah, it's getting too close to the holidays. People are probably going to be too busy having family over and stuff. So I'm not going to do a Facebook Live next Tuesday. Okay. I'll probably do it, the one that's just before New Year's, because that's no big deal. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not. But I'm not going to do next Tuesday. So come visit with me on Friday. If you have time, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And we will do some form if you're able to. If not, it's always recorded. But we'll do a new technique. I'll go through my archives and see what something I haven't done in a while. And hopefully y'all haven't seen it in a while. And we'll have a new card to do and a new design. All right, so we're going to go ahead and place this in here. And I can tell y'all something. My best friend sent me a package today of, she always sends me a box of goodies for Christmas. And it's so funny is I had ordered this ornament for her. And when I got it, I was so disappointed. I thought, you know, sometimes you see things and you think they're bigger than they are. And when I got it in the mail, I was so disappointed because it was really tiny. It was like acrylic. I thought it was glass. my fault. Anyways, so when I got the box today, one of the things I opened up this box, she had bought the exact same ornament, but it was like 1.5 times bigger. It was a little bit bigger than what I had. Same wording, everything. I told my husband, he said, "Oh my, what? That's just how we think." Oh my gosh. And I told her about it. I told her to call me on her way home from work. And I sent her a picture and she said, "I cannot believe that we both bought the same daggone thing. Mine just happened to be slow." I said, "I couldn't mail it to you because I was afraid that I would look like a cheapskate because it was so daggone small. I was embarrassed." But anyway, too funny. Okay, so I think on this one, I don't know if I want to put the yellow on there, but I think it might pull it together. What do y'all think? Should I do that or should I do an orange? Let me pick up an orange one. What do y'all think? Should I do one of each? There. What do y'all think? An orange or the duckling? Can you see the color? I'm gonna pull up the camera. I know there's about a 15-second delay, but give me a quick response on should we do one of each or do all the same? I'm thinking maybe one of each might pull it together because this darling duckling, I don't know about that. I think that's what we could do. What do y'all think? I know. Can you believe it? The duck, the orange. Linda says the duck and Karen says the orange. Do both. Why not? Right? Hey, one of y'all might get this card. And we'll do a small orange at the top. How's that? That gives us our 3. All right, so that way that keeps everybody happy. Okay, so those are our easy 1 1/4, 1 1/8 inch circles. Squares. That you can use up your scraps for. So here you go. We've used all of the end colors, the 25, 27 end colors. Strawberry flush with. Oh, that's right, because we don't have the. Wait, which one am I missing? No, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one am I missing? Cloud cover. No, we've got them all. All right, strawberry flush and cloud cover, timid tiger, darling duckling, and then secret sea with cloud cover as well for the background. But I thought that was really cute. And look at that. Look at our inside. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So those are our cards that we made. Okay, that's everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with me this evening. I greatly appreciate it. We're done a little bit early, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. That will allow me time to get some water and then get situated to learn on my AI thing, and I'll keep y'all posted on that. So again, if you want thanks, Linda. If you are not working with the demonstrator and you want a catalog, just leave me a message that you want catalog or message me with your address. And if you're not on my newsletter list and receiving my weekly newsletters, then just type in the word news and then I will message you with a link that you can sign up. All right. Thank you, everyone, for spending your Tuesday evening with me again. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock. Just in time for Karen to take her lunch because she still works, and some of the other. I know some of you are retired. But anyways, we'll come up with a new technique, and we'll do that on Friday. All right. Thanks again, everyone, and I will see you on Friday afternoon at 12 o'clock. Thanks again. Bye now.